Healing Your Families, where we address 6 areas of health for families: emotional, financial, mental, physical, social, and spiritual. And today I have 3 guests, and I am so excited to have you meet these amazing women. Now, I know as a grandmother, I'm very concerned about that phase girls go through when they start to doubt themselves and they enter their teen years feeling like they're just not good enough. I get so concerned when I see that in my granddaughter's posture and their behavior. So I'm so excited to meet women who have come up with the way you can give your daughter the gift of confidence. So Katie Parker, I want to introduce her first. Katie, say hi.
Hello.
Katie founded the company Bloomfully, and she was and under her program, under this company, there are several programs ranging for girls as young as, did you say 3 to 15?
I did, yeah.
3 to 15. And she's joined by 2 of her good friends, Becky Fife and Allie Callister.
Hi there.
And they are the co-founders of I Believe in Me. So what I'm thinking, you had similar experiences as I did as you were raising your daughters. What led you to this move?
Well, Bloomfully, we call it, it's a place where girls grow. And we know that in growing your personal gifts and talents, that's where girls find their true confidence and where they feel needed in this world. And we believe, so all Becky, Allie, and I, we feel so strongly. I think we both felt that at a young age as we grew up. You feel the ebbs and flows of your confidence and what helps and what doesn't help. And when I started, the original company is Singer's Company, and that was for the younger age group. You talked about 3 to 12, and that's all about strengthening the confidence of girls. And well, what happened was these girls grew up and parents kept asking, what's next? We need to keep our girls strong, especially like you mentioned, in the tween years, where they really start to discover who they are and how they fit in this world, and where their confidence can really suffer, or it can really learn, they can really know and learn to teach it to soar. And so Becky's seen it in her girls, and she's worked with youth for so long. Allie, same thing. And they both worked with me a little bit on the Singer's Company side. And as that company evolved and these girls grew up and the need came, and we saw with social media and the pressures of the world, it just became so apparent in our hearts. So like, we have to do something with the skills and talents that we possess and what we're seeing. And so that's how I Believe in Me was born. It was, hey, Allie, I need your energy. Becky, I need your light and your know-how with, dealing with these girls at this age. And so we've developed this program. It's really just life coaching at this very, very, very critical age to keep and grow that confidence strong.
And it's life coaching with a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of laughter. And it's like, we're like the best, like, confidence manual, but we're like brought to life.
Yes. So entertaining. And what we have found, Emmylou, that we didn't anticipate is the moms are the ones that are saying, thank you so much for these tools, because this is new for all of us. None of us have been a parent in 2023 before, right? And the state of the world, the state of what these kids are exposed to at a younger age, it's like we're all trying to do the best we can. And there's real answers that we want to give these girls and these moms and the parents to help their children continue to grow and find that confidence and not, become a victim of comparing themselves to social media and to other things that the world has to offer, because that will not bring happiness. We want to bring the happy back. We've seen the statistics ever since the pandemic and since social media has become, the kids' main form of entertainment. The statistics are sobering about depression and anxiety. And so we want to bring the happy back. We want to help these parents and these girls with that confidence and with that happiness, with real tools that they can plant these little seeds that will grow, and they nurture them and they will be successful adults.
What greater gift could parents give their children?
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
And
nobody
don't you
needs another toy that's going to get lost on the floor.
No. And don't you remember those middle school years? They're some of the hardest. The way society is, and this age group is, they're looking for direction. These kids are looking for a place to build a foundation of happiness and gratitude and confidence. And so through the program, we teach them, like Becky said, these life tools and these skills that help them do just that. Because I remember middle school. And so when Katie approached me about coming and starting this program with her, I was like, yes, I'm in. Because I remember being that middle school girl. I remember I was always a very happy and pretty confident kid, but that first day of middle school, I mean, I just remember tears as I was eating lunch by myself because I was at a new school and I didn't have any friends and I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the tools and like the know how to be like, okay, step one, I need to, and we'll talk about this. I need to be the sunshine. I need to say hi to people or just wave, and just these little things that would have helped me get to meet people and know people, maybe at a faster rate or a more comfortable rate than I did. And so I was like, yes, sign me up. I want to help these girls know what to do when those like ups and downs of middle school come. So that was kind of my experience and how I kind of came into the company. And so it's just genius what this program offers and entails for these middle school girls.
I love the use of the word tools. You're giving them tools.
Yep.
Yes.
And
Really,
with the right tools, you can do the right things. If you've got the wrong tool, I have a very handy husband. When you've got the wrong tool, it will take you hours and hours and even years to do, to do a project or to do something. So you've got to have the right tools.
and you talk about tools. Well, and we'll get into this probably more, but obviously bloomfully denotes blooming and growing. And I believe in me, the whole entire program is garden themed. And the biggest, and that actually came, I love gardening. I'm not the greatest gardener, but I love digging in the dirt. And as I was doing it, and I had these parents asking for more for this middle school age, and as I was gardening one day, there were so many analogies of gardening and your garden of life. And it just started to flow. I mean, the inspiration and the thoughts and the creation of this. And I reached out to Becky, and together, and then Allie came in, and so you talk about tools. I mean, we call them garden tools, and I believe in me, because that's what they are. They help your garden grow. And these girls, the foundation that Allie was talking about at this age, we want that foundation to be positive. So easily in this world, it can become negative. And that if you're founding your life and your self-worth with negative tools, it's a very dark place where you cannot grow. There's no sunshine, and then it starts to dim. And so we tell these girls in episode 1, our program is episodes, short little episodes that they can watch weekly, that kind of like Becky mentioned, it's called planting the seeds, the episodes where we plant these little ideas, these little nuggets of life skill, of life coaching in them with garden terms, so that they'll retain them in their mind forever. So the first thing we talk about is who are you? And the answer that I believe in me gives is, you are a girl with gifts to grow and share. And that grow and share mindset and pattern is throughout our entire program. We're trying to get these girls to recognize how needed and beautiful they are individually, and how this world needs their beauty, their individual gifts and beauty. And by sharing what they have inside them and growing it, working hard at your talents, working hard at things you're interested in, really getting in there and digging in that dirt and getting your shovel out and weeding out the bad, and just constantly working so hard, actively working, that brings happiness and satisfaction and confidence. Look what I just grew. Look, I'm doing that better than I did yesterday. Look, I fell over there and a weed appeared, but I yanked that out fast and I got digging again. And that growing and sharing and giving back to your community, I'm better at this. I can play basketball a little bit better than yesterday because I practiced really hard. I'm going to help my younger sister learn how to play. I'm going to help my neighbor learn how to play. And then sharing what you're growing, that's where confidence comes. You realize, I have a place in this world. This world needs me. It needs me and my individual talents. And they stop looking to everyone else on what they should do, what they should grow in their garden, how they should look, what they should say. They become themselves and they're sharing themselves. And the world becomes so much more beautiful when we cultivate our own individuality and gifts. If we all just did what everyone else was doing, which is what social media, followers, right? We don't want to grow followers. We want to be leaders in our own garden of life, deciding what we want, what we like, how we like it, what to do with our time. And so that's what I believe in me is. It is a place to cultivate happiness, to find those garden tools. And we break it down really specific. We could talk about garden tools all day long.
That is so empowering. And I loved what you said. That's what brings confidence. I mean, you could give them all the positive affirmations, you can compliment them every day, but it isn't until you achieve something that you really gain confidence. I love that.
Yes, we try to instill in these girls that it takes work. Everything worthwhile takes work, and it's okay not to shy away from it. So like with the tool, for example, like with Allie's husband, if it just lays on the table, it's not going to do anything. You have to use the tool. And we give these girls in I Believe in Me, we literally give them practical tools like time management, how to create a routine, how to create healthy habits. Like, what does that look like to create a morning where you're going to leave for school feeling confident and great about yourself because you were prepared. You didn't forget your homework on the printer. You didn't, leave on an empty stomach. You had time to make your bed. You ate a great breakfast. There was a happy atmosphere at home. Like, there's a way to do that. It's by having a routine. We give the girls tools for their mind, like the affirmations and the mantras, so that they can get rid of that negative self-talk. It's going to come, right? And that's the thing. We tell them that's normal. If you've got those ants, those automatic negative thoughts in your head, it's okay, but this is what you do. You replace it with gratitude. This is what it means to have a gratitude practice. This is where you can, find 3 things every day that you're grateful for. So these kinds of tools that I feel like women are getting, at home or through life coaching, we're not teaching these to our children. They're not getting it in middle school. They're not getting it in grade school. Mm-hmm. So much is getting pushed aside, just because there's other things that these schools have to accomplish now. So these life skills and these tools that are going to help these kids start to work hard and feel good about progressing and growing, like Katie said, growing in their talents and their gifts and abilities. These are the things we want to help them with. Even study skills. We have episodes on how to effectively study for your test, how to manage your time. These kids are busy, right?
And it was so wonderful. We also have a section, and I believe in that's live and interactive, and it's called How's It Growing? Kind of like, how's it going? We do monthly Zoom calls where these girls can gather. And it was so awesome. Last month, we had a Zoom call and we invited some of our graduated I Believe in Me girls to come and be with the ones that are currently in the program. And they were spouting off all the garden tools and specifically about study skills and your approach to school. We call it their 9-to-5 full-time job. And we have a couple episodes about it. And these older girls were saying, do what they say and I Believe in Me because it works.
It works.
Say hi to your teacher every day. Say thank you for the lesson. And then your teacher likes you and helps you more with your work. And they talked about like the time management of studying and how to tackle your homework in the most efficient, effective way. And if you're struggling in a subject, what do you do about it? Because that's where confidence grows too. When you work hard in school at your full-time job at this age, and you work so hard on that test and you get a better grade than you did before, you're growing in confidence. Your eye contact with your teacher every day, it's strong. And so it was really neat and satisfying and just so fulfilling. We were all getting emotional.
Yes, it was just so
hearing
fun.
These older girls tell these younger girls, be the sunshine, say hi to people, make sure you thank your teacher every day. We were like,
Yes, the
but they were-
social tools.
It
There's
worked.
social tools about how to handle friend drama. This is the age when,
we have so
you know,
many episodes about that.
all of that stuff. And we tell them it takes 4 seconds. You brush it off. You don't have time to worry about what someone else has said. You've got to, take control of the happiness within your garden gate. You control and you create that happy. And how do you pass along that gossip? I mean, we talk about all of these things about the negative effects of gossiping and friendship drama and things that we don't want to participate in. And I believe in Me Girl doesn't spend her energy and her time there. She shifts to where she's going to be productive and full of sunshine and sharing that light with others instead of, down here in the muck, contributing to something that might be hurtful and not helpful to anyone in their friend group.
And it's true, when these I Believe in Me girls are busy cultivating their garden of life, working hard in school, we teach them, you realize when you're working hard and growing that confidence in who you are, you don't have time for the mucky, like Becky said. You don't have time to gossip. You don't have time. You don't have time to waste. You have so much to do in this world, and this world needs you. Look at what you're growing. It's easier and easier to brush off the negative when you're working and spending your time where it really counts.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I'm also thinking of the blessing this is to the adults in these girls' lives, their parents, their teachers. They're going to love this.
Yes.
They do. It's really tender, these moms that have reached out already. And even just last week, a mom was just talking to Becky and I'll get really emotional, but she just was so grateful. And it's hard. Becky mentioned like these kids aren't getting these lessons. And I think parents are trying. I think parents are really trying to give these lessons, but parents need backup. We all know that our tweens, they stop listening to us. And this is what that mom was saying. She's like, they don't listen to mom anymore. They don't want my counsel in certain years of their life. And so to have I Believe in Me there to help back up parents and to tell them and teach them what our hearts are aching as parents that we want them to grasp so desperately, is we're really here to back up parents and to help these girls through them.
Well, as a retired high school teacher, I can say that they spend the majority of their waking hours at school. And that is not always a positive atmosphere. They pick up, that's where they start to feed off the negativity. So this
and we
is
teach
essential.
One of the first tools that we teach them, and it's cute, like Katie was saying, when we have these interactive Zoom calls, or even when the girls are watching the episode, there's family members in the background who are listening. They might not be very attentive and sitting down and watching, but they're listening. And it's great when the moms listen, because the mom is the foundation of the home, and the mom is the one who kind of sets the example and can set the tone, or any parent in the home, really. And so many times these moms, they're also grasping the tools and kind of teaching it to their kids. And we were sitting around the dinner table the other day, and I've spatted off a couple different things to my children as we've filmed these and as we've just gone over them. And one of them is, when we're talking about gossip and spreading things about others or talking about other people, we always ask ourselves, is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? And if it's not one of those, then it doesn't need to be said. And you can just keep it to yourself, and it doesn't need to be said. So the other day there was some quarreling at the dinner table, and my 4-year-old goes, is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? And and that can happen for, these I Believe in Me girls. They can teach it to their siblings, and the moms are listening. And it really becomes, not only are we helping, obviously we're helping the middle school girl, and that's where our focus is. But it's funny how there's a ripple effect, like a water of ripple, or a ripple of water. It's affecting everybody. And it's so great just to have that positivity in a home sink into the hearts of that young middle school girl. And And like you were talking about, you know, in school, when they're spending most of their time kind of just around a lot of language and a lot of unnecessary things that are said, one of the first tools that we teach these girls are something we called soil checks. And our soil is our heart and our mind. And you have to have good soil to grow. You can't have rocky dirt, and you can't bloom a beautiful garden, can't grow anything beautiful or vegetables or anything if you've got rocky, hard, or even too mushy and muddy. Nothing can grow. So we teach these girls soil checks, where they check in, you know, with their heart and their mind to see how they're feeling. And if something's off, it's kind of like a self-monitoring system. If something's off, they know they need to distance themselves from a conversation, a situation, an experience, or something, because their mind and their heart is telling them that this is not appropriate for my age and for what I'm going through, you know, as a part of life right now. And we see these girls use it, you know, in movie theaters, in friend conversations, you know, at school, when they're in a conversation and, you know, maybe one girl's gossiping about another girl or something's happening, and their heart's telling them, I don't like this. This isn't feeling right. This isn't feeling good. This isn't good for my garden. This isn't making my soil rich with nutrients and good things to grow. And so we teach them different tactics to walk away or to change the subject, but it happens a lot at school. It happens a lot at school where there's just a lot of chatter. And those 12-year-old girls, boy, can they chat, you know?
And they can be so cruel to each other.
Yes, yes. And we are hoping that it's instilling within them the confidence to change the situation and to make it better, and to compliment. One of the things we say is, if there's a conversation that's not going right, you can change the subject and say, hey, Susie, your sweater is so cute. Where did you get that? And just so you're complimenting, making the situation better and pushing aside and weeding out that negative energy and that negative comments, because it's not necessary.
This is so empowering.
It's really amazing. It's so many times as we're filming or whatever, as we're meeting, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this when I was 12.
Yeah.
It gives them immediate solutions for the situations Allie talked about. Like, they know if they get a bad grade on a test, they know what the next step is, because we've taught them, you know, you don't shy away. You don't, you know, you can be frustrated for a minute, but then what do? You know, if you're with that group of friends and there's a bad influence going on a screen and something's, you know what to do. You know, and soil checks are key. There's 2 questions you ask in a soil check, one for your mind and one for your heart, because that's what your soil is. Like Allie mentioned, your mind and heart working together to guide you towards light. And the mind is this appropriate for my age? Does this make sense? And then your heart question is, how am I feeling? How does it make me feel? And that can be in any, I mean, we tell these girls, you should be doing so many soil checks all day long. Like just with what you're viewing on a screen, with what you're saying in a conversation, how you're treating a sibling, how you're being treated by others. You need to constantly be assessing the light versus the dark. And that's why as we've been talking, one of our first episodes that we talked to them about is about light versus dark. And I think the purpose, as I sat here thinking, I'm like, if I was going to break down the simplicity of what I believe in me is for these girls, and even for the families, like Allie was saying, is how do we keep and grow the light in our lives? And how can we keep the dark away? It is a battle every minute of every day. And that's normal. And we normalize it. We don't think, oh, you're different. You have too many problems. You know, oh, woe is you. Everybody is battling.
We got lots of problems over here.
Yeah. Everyone is battling that darkness every day. And what I believe in me does is, how do you keep and fight for that light and grow that light and share that light with others? It's all about light and happy. But we don't shy away. We talk about the dark all the time because it's just normal. Like Becky said, automatic negative thoughts. You can't be surprised when you're faced with a bad image on a screen, or a bad comment made by a friend towards you, or a bad comment came out of your mouth. Like, you can't be shocked by that. That is life. Dark darkness
be there.
is there. But our job for happiness, to be happy and confident, you have to win the battle every day against the dark. And so what tools, what weapons do you have to fight that off? That is what I believe in me is about, is keeping and fighting for that light.
And helping these girls realize that they hold the power. They have the choice.
They're the Jedi.
It's empowering these girls to realize that confidence, it's circular. Confidence comes from making good choices, and you will make better choices when you are confident in who you are. So we're trying to help them gain that traction and realize that you control your own happiness. Don't put it in someone else's hands. If you don't get invited to that birthday party, guess what? That's okay. You can create something else in your day to bring in that light into your garden. In fact, tomorrow you could throw a cookie party, invite people over. You can create happiness where there might be darkness. You replace it with light from your choices. You have a choice. You have the power, and we're going to give you the tools so you know what to do. What tool to use when.
This is so needed. My experience was that so many teenagers feel that they have no control over their life, that and this puts them in the driver's seat, puts them in charge.
Well, it makes them realize they already are in the driver's seat. They just don't realize it.
And this is in a form they love. It sounds like these are short videos. Is there an app?
It's an online app system. So they have their private logins, and it's a membership thing. So you log in, and then the first thing you're going to see are the main episodes that we talked about, planting the seeds. That's the weekly meat of the program. Below that, you'll see on a different page, how's it growing? So if they couldn't make the Zoom call, some girls have never attended. It's totally optional. Some girls attend all the time, but you can always view the recording of it. So you can, watch that one. And then we have little bloom videos. So we get into the areas of life that they're probably will gravitate towards more quickly, which is we give them hair tutorials and just intro to makeup. And we talk about changing bodies, like your period, what to expect. And it's not a big deal, but this is, just to kind of ease that stress. And we talk about, healthy habits. We do cooking and crafting. And so they can choose these little mini videos. We call them bloom videos that they're interested in, and they can watch those. But really the meat is that planting the seeds, then how's it growing, and then bloom.
And how much more positive than what you normally see on social media.
No,
I love it.
It's not wasted time, that's for sure.
Right. We're trying to be a positive screen influence and it's all very age appropriate. It's not like, what they're going to see on TikTok or Instagram or something that's not appropriate for their age group. This is very safe, age appropriate, happy screen influence that is very minimal, because we don't want them to spend a ton of time on the screen. It's obviously we're anti-screen in a sense, because we're like, go out and do.
Yes. You're telling them now, here's the tool, now use it. Yeah.
Go.
Yes, exactly.
So, and it's up to age 15.
Well, it's really geared towards ages 10 to 13, but we've had some girls stay on till 15 and 16.
They just keep wanting to do it. And we're like,
so
the more the merrier.
You become a member, you become part of the I Believe in Me, girls club, I guess, which is open to anyone. And it's just a really sweet intro and they just help each other. Our How's It Growings are so, there's one of our I Believe in Me girls. She is in Florida right now. She lives in a different state, but is in Florida, and she's had multiple back surgeries. And so she comes to How's It Growing every month, even in her remote location. And these other girls are so tender with her, and so we're all just cheering her on. She's in the most difficult situation right now for her age. And it's just a really wonderful feeling that's giving light to someone that needs it, and that brings confidence when you're serving others. And so there's a whole, we call that the fairy magic in your garden. And so there's a whole fairy, talking about service, and that brings so much growth. So it's just a wonderful atmosphere. It's very safe. Like Becky said, it's a private platform. After they view the videos on our site, they're not going to be, bumped to YouTube to get suggested videos. It's a very one and done and very clear and clean. And
so how do they get more information about it? How do they sign up for it? I know you have a website.
We do. And that's where you go through. You go through bloomfully.com. You'll see the different age group programs. And we've specifically talked about I Believe in Me for the 10 to 13-year-olds. And it is the perfect gift. It is like if you, for the holidays, it's the gift that keeps on giving and keeps on growing, you could say. And so that will tell you the different membership levels that you can participate in. And any questions you can contact us through the site as well.
We have a little garden starter kit for the I Believe in Me girls for Christmas. So if this is going to be something that you want to give a daughter or a granddaughter for Christmas, we have something to wrap under the tree. And when they open it, they get their planner and their water bottle and some mantra pins and pens and
Stickers.
our little our little
cute.
BAM button, which stands for our Be Awesome moment. When you've done something that you hit and you're like, I'm awesome. So it's really the gift that they get to open under the Christmas tree or, for the holiday. And then for the whole year, we are right in their little ear, encouraging them and helping them to continue to grow and be the best version of themselves.
And they can order this kit on your website. They just
Yes.
go to
So when they become a
bloomfully.com.
member,
Okay.
when they become a member and you register, everybody gets that kit to start off, regardless of the level. And then also to remind that it's just so fun. It is such a happy place. And there's another, we call it the sunshine box. There's one of the membership levels that these girls, when they log into the program and start the program, the really critical thing to know is you can do it on your own pace. There's no timeline. There's no deadline. You can consume the videos as needed. You can go a little bit faster. You can go a little bit slower. It's just, we're there for you. We're there for you, for the parents, for the families. And so there's 3 different membership levels to choose from. And one of them it's called the sunshine box. And you can get a little box of sunshine in the mail each month for these girls. So grandparents, parents can choose the level that's right. But everybody starts with that kit, starts with their own garden starter kit for the program, for their journey in their garden of life. It's fun.
I love it. I love it. I am so excited that I found out about this because as when I was a school teacher, I saw this and it just hurt my heart. Can't they see their worth? Can't they see what they have to offer to the world? And you're right. The schools, even if I like to think that I really wanted to help my students, but even, we're limited by the curriculum and by the requirements. And parents are limited by time, maybe both parents are working. And then, like you said, they go through this phase where you're not cool anymore.
Right. Well, it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child, right? But I also think it takes a village to support a mom. And we want to be part of that village.
I prefer that one. I feel like it takes a village to support parents so they can raise their children. Parents should be raising their children. But you are providing a village of support that, like you said, you're right in their ear. I think every preteen girl would benefit from this. I'm so excited to hear about it.
Thank you. Fun to talk about it. We haven't. Yeah, it's fun. We get excited.
Thank you so much for the opportunity because we're limited. Like we're just trying to let parents know that we are there. And so we so appreciate the opportunity to come and share our message and our hope that, these girls are amazing and they need to know that and they will change the world. We just got to give them the right tools.
Yes, they will. There are future leaders. Now, I Believe in Me is on Facebook.
Yes.
Bloomfully is on LinkedIn.
Right? Yes. Yep. It's all the same.
And on Instagram. You can also find us on Instagram at I Believe in Me Girls. So, and I will send you all those links to put into the show notes.
You bet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Becky,
it was a pleasure being here.
And Katie, thank you so much for coming. This has been wonderful. And to my viewers, join me again next week at the same time. If you are a parent or grandparent of a tween girl, please consider this as the best gift you could give them. So until next week, love yourself, love your families. Let's make the world a better place by strengthening families. This is Emily Penrod with healingyourfamilies.com.